Hello everyone, welcome to my very first tutorial. Thank you for tuning into my channel. If you are watching this video and have not subscribed, please subscribe for more videos. In these videos, I'm going to be sharing how to prevent and reduce back gaping. Let's get into the video. So we're going to be working with our half scale bodies. So now the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put a picture on how to measure your nip to waist. We're going to measure your nip to waist measurement from your neck bodies. You're going to measure your nip to waist measurement from your shoulder. This is your shoulder point. You measure your nip to waist. However you get, you are going to what? Mark it down here. After marking here, you take what you have from your center back. So from here to here, I have half inch. So I'm going to take that same half inch to those points here. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be rolling it straight to connect to each other. So from the center back line to our side back line. So you're going to mark whatever your nip to waist measurement is. So from here to here, I have half inches. So mind you, I'm working on half scale, so I'm going to take the same thing here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take what I have at my center back line to my center front line, and which I have half inches. So I'm going to be imputing my half inches, and now I'm going to connect it straight to my dart leg. This is my dart leg and this is my apex point. I'm going to connect it straight to my dart leg. So this is it. It's as simple as ABC. Those that are using free hand, you can also do this directly on your fabric, and it works very well and gives you that perfect fit at the back of your dress. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to mark half of an inch at my center back line. If I'm using a full scale, I'm going to use 1 inch. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look for my midpoint between my shoulder line to my bust line. So I'm going to look for the middle point, and when I get my middle point, I'm going to give it a slight curve, not too much curve, not too sharp. I'm going to give it a slight curve like this. So and blend it upwards. So you see, we have gotten our, so this is our new, here's our new center back line. It's as simple as this. Let me outline with my marker so that you know where. So this part, it's not added to, so this part is not added to our bodies. So just this and this, that's all you need to contour your bodies, to prevent or reduce gaping on your garments, especially when you want to make a top, or you want to make a dress that has a waistline seam. So this works perfectly. All you have to do is to make your skirt and attach it straight down, and it will sit perfectly well, like the picture i'm I'm going to put up at the video. And the next thing we are going to be moving on to, we are going to move on to how we can get our dress, like our dress without waist seam. How we are going to get our dress without waist seam. Okay, now we have learned how we are going to do our bodies contouring. That's reduction for gaping, or gaping and bulging. So now I want to apply this same pattern to make a dress, because if you do this only on bodies, when you want to make a dress and you want to just cut your dress directly on your fabric, how do you manipulate it to an easy way? So what are we going to do now? So now the next thing we are going to be doing now, we are taking our measurement from this point, not this point. So we are not taking our measurement from here. We are not taking our measurement from this our front half length. Neither are we taking from our back half length. So we are starting at the side. That's the SF and the SB. So the best thing you do if you're making a dress, you measure your client's waist to hip. You measure your client's waist to hip, and you measure your waist to knee. So by the time you minus your front bodies, so from the waist to the knee, that's what you are going to input to make your dress block. So now I'm going to, since I'm working with half scale and I'm just doing this for demonstration, please make sure you use input your client's measurement, correct measurement, in order to get your required your desired result. So now I'm going to rule my center line. And please, when you are drafting your front and back, leave enough space at this side. So especially when you are making your dress, if you are making your just your basic bodies, it's fine the way this is, the spacing is. But when you are making, when you want to convert it to a dress, but a dress block, you can even cut it separately, as long as you know the difference that you want to remove from your back. That same difference you are going to put at the side front measurement. So now the next thing we are going to be doing, we are going to now mark our waist to hip and waist to knee from this raised waist here. So now I'm going to mark my waist to hip is 8 and I'm doing half scale. So I'm going to mark 4 inches now. So I'm going to square across my line. Please ensure that your lines are very straight. It's important when you are making your pattern, ensure that your lines are very straight. So now I've done this. So there's one thing I want to do. Please don't do exactly, don't do this step, because when I'm doing this, it's order for me to get my hip measurement. So I want to reduce my waist measurement by quarter quarter of an inch, just so that my I will have enough space for my hip measurement. So please use your accurate measurement, use your accurate body's measurement if you are working with your pattern. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, so now this is my center line. Now this is my center line, it's going to represent my hip line. So this, now from here, now I've marked my waist to hip. From this point I've marked my waist to hip. From this same point I'm going to mark my waist to my knee. From this same point I'm going to mark my waist to my knee, which I've already done here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to curve my hip now. So I'll repeat the same process for the back. Please don't make your curve too sharp. So now I've curved my hip measurement. So this is my dress pattern, it's coming along. And for my dart, I used a marker here. So for my dart now, your waist to your from your waist here to your dart is um 4 4.5. So when I'm doing for the back, I'm going to do 3.5. So 4.5, 5 inches, 5 inches. Can use 5 inches. So I use 5 inches, then I'm going to use 4 inches for the back. So since I'm working on half scale, you know that I'm doing half of it, which I've done here. I've plotted my dart. In some cases where you don't want to put that at the back, so you leave this dart, because once you have curved this once you have done this curve here, and from this your dart curve that you have done here, you still curve it down. You do the same curving down to your what, your hip. You do the same curving to your what, to your hip line. So this is it here, my zip line. This is it here. So by the time you use this particular dress bodies, it will eliminate those bulges that usually occur. Especially, you can decide to make like a very I just want to make a dress, a quick dress. I don't want to draft it. There are most times that I will just do this same process, I will replicate it on my bodies, especially when I'm not doing much that um that manipulation. I'm not doing princess that, I just want to maintain my normal waist, that so I can just do this direct on my fabric. For people that know how to do their princess dart directly on their fabric, this method works perfectly well for you to reduce gaping and bulging at your zip, and for this your side seam to sit perfectly well. I'll put a picture of a garment, an outfit I made with this pattern technique, this back nip to waist technique. It sits very well on my back. There's no something, nothing like the back is looking very funny, because by the time you slant this to this place, it has a very funny look, especially when you use more than 1 inch. It has a very funny looks that it gives, but this will sit perfectly well. Then from here, we know how we are going to shape it. We know the measurement we are going to use to what, to curve our the hem of our dress. If you are using 1 inch, if you are using more than that, then for the back side, you are still going to what, contour it and do what, put your zip. If you want to add vents to the back, you mark the length and you add whatever you want to, whatever style line you want to add. But this lesson is for us to learn to eliminate bulge. Now look at the dress pattern. Let me quickly outline it with my marker pen so we can see it very well. The result is very beautiful. Then for the, if we are using a waist dart, so you are going to come down by 1 inch. Then that's where you are going to draw your new dart. Your dart, if you are doing a waist dart, you don't run your dart to your exact bust point, unless you are making a princess dart, a bustier dress. That's when you go, you use your bust point. But for garment like this that you're putting it, you come downward by 1 inch from your bust point, because if you hold your dart straight to your bust point, it's going to look funny, because the dart is going to climb through your breast. But with this now, the dart is going to sit under under it's not going to stop under your bust, but it's going to raise above your bust, but it's not going to climb up to your nipple point. So I'm going to be marking out, outlining my pattern. So these ones that I'm outlining, so that is our new pattern. That's our new pattern. I hope this class has been helpful to anyone watching this video. Please do well to like, subscribe. Please turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever we post a new video, so you don't miss out on our exciting topic every week. We are going to be showing you tricks, beginners friendly tips and tricks. We are not only going to be doing only beginners friendly, because we have a lot of beginners friendly videos. We're also going to be working on advanced techniques too, that is going to be helpful to every one of you. Even as a beginner, it's still going to come in handy for you. So here is our back hip, here's our hip line, here's our what, our hip line. Here we have our waistline. So I repeat the same process. That's if you're putting that on your outfit. So remember that this line now, this place here, this line here has been eliminated. So this is our basic bodies, our basic um dress block. So our next class, we are going to use this dress block to make a different design. When you have a pattern, a dress block like this, you can convert it I hope you guys learned something new, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I love you. Mwah.